So everyone knows that I love biology, and I really wanted to do something that was related to that. So I tried to combine maths with theories of biology slash ecology. So what I did was, we all know that there is an increase in the greenhouse effect, and that there is an increase, a far big increase in the rate of release of carbon dioxide, as what India is concerned. Um so the release of carbon dioxide would mean that there is more greenhouse effect, which means that the heat ray of the earth would be trapped on in earth, and that would lead to a gradual increase in temperature. So if the earth has a gradual increase in temperature, rather India has a gradual increase in temperature, it should mean more water should evaporate, and if more water evaporated, then there should be more condensation, which will eventually lead to precipitation, and therefore our country should benefit from increased rainfalls. However, this year there were quite a lot of villages that suffered from droughts, and one of it being, in Maharashtra itself. So this was my personal engagement, that there is a drought in our country, and why is there a drought in our country? And I wanted to figure out the reason. Therefore, my IA was divided into two parts. The first part was about finding an association or a correlationship between the release of carbon dioxide and temperature in India. After finding, and there was a positive correlation, a moderate positive correlation, and then I did a chi-square test to determine its statistical significance, which said that there is an association of rainfall and temperature. Of release of carbon dioxide and temperature in India. And then, because there was a relationship between carbon dioxide and temperature of India, I proceeded on to the second part of my IA, where I mentioned about the release of the annual temperature and the annual rainfall. So when I tried to establish a correlationship, when I put it on the graph, it was all scattered, so there was no correlationship. Therefore, my IA, I concluded, obviously, if there's no correlationship between temperature and rainfall, there's no correlationship between the release of carbon dioxide and rainfall. Therefore, I didn't progress with my IA to an extent, and it got very long as well. But the point was, since I couldn't establish a correlationship between these two parameters, I concluded that there is no association between the annual temperature of India and rainfall. And this initially supports my claim in the introduction that I made, saying that our country is still suffering from droughts because the annual temperature is increasing, but there's no increase of rainfall. They don't correlate at all. Therefore, in relation to the data that I've received, I've concluded that there is no relationship between the annual temperature or the release of carbon dioxide on the rainfall of India, and therefore this defies the concept of science of saying that increased greenhouse effects leading to an increased temperature, which would lead to an increased amount of rainfall. Therefore, it was very interesting to know that how theories can sometimes be defied on a practical basis, and that's what I learned from my IA. And it was very interesting to do it because I really like discovering things scientifically and mathematically.